Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. As usual, I am your host, Mike, and I have with me today a very special guest. Please welcome Wick. Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, please introduce yourselves to everyone. Let us know who you are, what you do at Last Epoch, and yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, well, my name's Wick. I am one of the community managers. You'll find me mostly in Discord, but I pop into the forums and Reddit and all of the other places that our players like to frequent as often as I can. I'm also one of the guys that writes the Eterra monthly end of the month post. So if you guys have read any of those, a couple of those have been me. I've also done a couple of the April Fool's posts in the past couple of years, and I believe that included one of the years that I sent you a bunch of hot sauces. So that was me too.
Which was wonderful.
Yeah.
They are all gone, by the way, though.
I have plenty more and new ones.
Wonderful. But yeah, so the two of us are going to hang out, answer some questions, get a second perspective on, I guess it's this way, a second perspective on anything you guys have to ask, and yeah, we're also going to be playing multiplayer, so we'll hop right into that. I have made a little bit of a potential mistake, as my health is now 0, but I'm still alive. So we'll see how that plays out. And yeah, that's about it. Go ahead and start us off on a mono, and we'll get to the first question once we get there. And yeah, and sorry, medic, no controller this week.
I'm gonna go.
Go wherever you want, I'll follow.
There we go. Yeah, we're gonna go to this one.
If something breathes on me wrong, I will die.
I was gonna say it is so uncomfortable looking at your health bar so low.
It's okay. I just used the potion. I realized it does actually heal me. It just also causes health degen, so it's not. I can use it to get into Reaper form at least. All right. Let's have a question. I don't have a question this week. Just wanted to hear you guys talk about some controller for a minute or two. I mean, there's not really a lot. I've teased a lot of the controller stuff that's coming. The big stuff is the reworked targeting system for skill-specific targeting system for controllers. Wick, have you played any controller stuff at all in Last Epoch?
I have, actually, quite a bit. I am a little more old school. I prefer the mouse and keyboard for most games. There are some games out there that I can't do it with mouse and keyboard. I have to have the controller. But it's getting to a place with Last Epoch where it's starting to feel pretty good to switch back and forth. So
it's Metroidvanias for me.
Yeah.
That's what goes always first to a controller is Metroidvanias.
Yeah, there are some games you start playing them and you can feel which ones were designed with controller in mind, like, or not with them in mind, but
where did they start and where did they go?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Actually, can I ask you a question about?
Of course you can.
Controller? What was the most difficult hurdle when building the controller support?
I mean, well, I didn't do most of it at this point, but the original versions, I mean, just getting all the commands pared down into a small, like, because with a keyboard you've got 40 keys to work with, you know, and with a controller you don't. So it's just, I guess, getting all those 40 plus keys represented on a controller and functional was the hard part, really. And I still think there's so many different ways we can work with it too, like modifier keys and things like that could be really fun. Or like, I've also been considering trying out a hotkey cycling method. So like, kind of old school D2 style, where you only have like your 2 active abilities, and you can just like be like, oh, next one, that sort of thing. So you only actually need 4 buttons for an infinite number of abilities, theoretically.
Okay. That's really cool.
Check Discord really quickly, please. Okay, Aaron, one sec. I will.
I'll tell you what, if you can keep me alive, I'll check it for you.
Oh no, he was just telling me that I'm way louder than you, which I did notice, and I did turn you up a little bit since then, I think, already. But I can turn you up even more. I have the technology. You're at like 80% now. Thanks, Aaron. Let me know if it's good.
Appreciate it.
I did turn myself down slightly too. Oh, we've got lizards over here. Lizards for days.
Yeah, I just took out a purple one. I was playing last night with my cousins, and we had that rare effect where one lizard pops into 2, and then it just kept going.
Nice.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun to have that happen. Just
yeah, you're like, there's just too many.
So just got to who's Wick. I am one of the community managers, Ironforge. You can find me in Discord if you ever frequent there. I'm always there with Averio and Kane and EHG Duck. So there's a bunch of us. I am but one.
What's this? Aaron won't talk about LE anymore. All we get is no comment. What? I doubt that's true.
Apache, I hope I said that right, says that lizard is the traditional Thanksgiving meal in Last Epoch.
What is?
I'm happy. Apparently, lizard is the traditional Thanksgiving meal in Last Epoch. I'm half inclined to agree, but I could be persuaded.
Oh, it's Thanksgiving right now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it will be like a week from yesterday.
A week from yesterday. Okay. I'm one of those weird Canadians, eh? So we have Thanksgiving a month ago.
Yeah, I celebrate Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving, so I've got a bunch of friends coming over tomorrow. My house is going to be full.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I actually cleared this echo. Are you still in here?
Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't even realize we completed it. I'm still killing stuff.
Yeah, me too. I was just like, just talking and killing. You know, no big deal.
Yeah.
Here I go killing again.
That's how it's supposed to go, right?
There's this like weird pressure on me right now because I have to like because my health just like drains itself so fast. Because I equipped Titanheart in the downtime. I also, since the last stream, I went and found, if anyone was paying attention last time, I did go get my weapon back from the Nemesis, and it didn't have any more changes, so nothing exciting happened. I just wanted to play a little more, and I'm like, okay, if it got changes, I'll just log out and I won't grab it. But if it didn't have changes, I'm just taking it. I'm going to keep playing.
Do you have a particular unique that you gravitate towards?
Like one specific one that I really like?
Yeah.
No. I really like a flashy bow. Just in general. Whenever I see, even if I'm not playing a bow class at all, I see a nice bow and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put that aside for later, just because I like bows.
I'm the guy. I've got loot filters and stuff turned on, but anytime I see a unique drop, I go and pick it up regardless of what class it's for, because I like to collect them. Yeah. That and set items.
I mean, we've got to do the Grail. Oh, set items, yeah. But we've got to do the Grail. Have you ever done that in like D2 or something where you like find one of every unique item in the entire game?
I haven't, but I've always tried.
I really want to. That's something that I've always wanted to do with us with Epoch is have a like a formalized way of tracking that.
That would be really cool. Like a I'm picturing it almost like the collector card books that we had as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like that. So I don't think placing the actual item in there is a great idea, because, you know, who wants to actually keep a snowblind around? I mean, there's that one guy. But other than that, something about community testing spoilers question. I mean, the community testing is live. There is a 1.2 preview build out to community testers right now that they are playing. It is far from feature complete. I know a couple of them were like, "Is this it?" type thing. And we're like, "No, this is just what's ready so far." And then when they realize what we actually put in there, like, "Oh, never mind. This is a lot." Oh, over here.
All right. Oh, you got stuff? Oh, there's it. Oh, I totally should have grabbed that shrine before.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's alright. We're done with this one anyways.
I want idols, because sometimes they're awesome. Any updates on Steam Deck verification? Do you know anything about that Steam Deck verification process?
I've heard through the grapevine it's coming along, but I don't have anything concrete.
Yeah. That's one of those things that it's like we got to the point where it was where Steam was like, "All right, you're good to go," and we're like, "Yeah, but it's not really, is it?"
Yeah, I think the only thing I can say for sure is that it's being worked on, but that's about it.
Oh, I've got an egg in there, you ears.
I don't know that I like anything in here. I gave me a scavenger, but I don't know. I'm gonna banish this one, and then oh, hi lizard. We're descendants.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stick my chess piece that I just got in there. Here we go.
Okay. I don't think I've ever killed a nemesis that fast before.
I am a little over leveled.
I think I spent a little more time looking for him because he kept zipping around than I did actually hitting him that time.
But yeah, I know there's some more, a bunch more of the like UI scaling stuff got worked on recently, and the new controller support stuff that we've been talking about. It's going to be helping that along. I think the controller stuff might be why they pulled back the Steam Deck verification, actually.
That would make sense.
Because it makes such a big difference. Like, even just playing the first few, the hard part about it is that it requires checking every single node in the game to see if it changes the way the smart targeting needs to function. And we're like, originally we were like, that's an insane prospect. We'll never have enough time to do that. And then we're like, well, it's not good enough if we don't do it. So I guess we're doing that now. And I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna have like really good targeting systems for controllers once it's all done. I know we've released a few Steam Deck things that are a little bit different. Like updates to help Steam Deck as well, so it is improving, but not just still not good enough. Like the 5th stun chance idol I've seen. Oh, not idol, exalted. Were you able to check out the PoE2 stream? Did you watch the PoE2 stream?
I did not.
Oh, you haven't seen... Are you a PoE player? I guess I should ask that first, because if you are a PoE player, it's less important.
I am also not.
Ah, okay, there you go.
I've been told I should, but then it's been impressed upon me just how daunting it is for new players.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
But,
like, I feel like you've got a pretty significant leg up in the prospect of, like, understanding it all type thing, just because it's your job to understand this sort of thing.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
But like, no, it's tough. There's a lot there for sure. And I think the thing is that a lot of people, they hear, oh, it's like really hard to get into. It's really hard to get into and be really efficient at, but it's not hard to get into and just play and have fun.
That makes sense.
And for a lot of people, being efficient at it's the most important thing. So.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty positive I have an account, but I don't think I've ever actively played it.
Nice.
Alright, jumping.
I was quite excited on the stream. There's a lot of really awesome stuff in there. I think like I don't know. I think it's gonna be great. They're the new UI for like basically the new Atlas is gorgeous.
Okay, we're starting to push corruption.
Log in, yeah, Cyborg.
Motto. I'm sorry.
Cyborg in chat just said log in because we're talking about PoE, and that was there like in the stream.
Yeah, you want to push some corruption?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, no, we don't have to push corruption, no, but you can. And Aaron's like, you like it because it reminds you of Civ. You know what? I didn't actually make that connection, but you're absolutely right. It does remind me of Civ. Speaking of, new Civ game January. Oh, so excited. Maybe that's really? February. It's oh, hey, look, he was right here. 24% damage reflect. That's not useful.
There's nothing here for me either, so I'm gonna banish this one too.
Yeah, I am going to empower it. Maybe I'll get a second mod. I won't. I know that. It's fine. Let me live in my delusions.
There's a new Civ adjacent game that's in early access that my cousin got me. I'll send you a link to it after the stream. I think you'd enjoy it. Because I forgot how much you enjoy those games.
Is it Ara?
No, it's a Cthulhu mythos.
Oh
game.
Yeah. Hear the name of that one. I know I've seen it though.
It's just called Worshippers of Cthulhu.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I love RTS or turn-based strategies, 4X games.
Yeah.
I can't play it. Season 2 work. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I'm not gonna like. Civ is one of those games that like I have such a long history of releases happening. And me like pre-ordering and day one getting into it and being like, I'm just gonna go back and play the last one for like 6 months while the updates come out for this one.
Ironforge says, so if the next season is delayed until February, can we put some blame on the new Civ game?
No. February would still be in our launch window anyways.
Yeah. I think we're doing okay.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. This is the first time we've had like such a long lead up for. I mean, I say this every patch for the last like 3 or 4 patches where I'm like, we're locking stuff down sooner. We're getting testing started earlier, and like, it's just getting better and better. And it's gonna be a weird patch for me because I haven't really worked on much in 1.2. Except I've been working on the next one for months now.
You know what? There's something to be said about that though too. Is that because a lot of this will be so new, even for you, you get to experience it the same way that the players do, and so there's a connection there.
I mean, I've been playing in the playtests, like, so like I do know what's coming.
Right? No, I know that.
But yeah, it's gonna be neat. More of a player experience than I've had in the past with Epoch stuff, which is refreshing.
Yeah.
If you do have a question for us, anyone in chat, please put @Last Epoch Game in the question so we'll see it and answer it. I feel like people are still focused on the PoE stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like there's like hesitant to ask questions about what we thought about PoE or something like that. Wick is now up to level 67.
Yes, I was up until 2 a.m. last night, and I told myself I'm gonna get to level 80 before this stream, and I'm glad that the only lies I tell are to myself.
And Aaron, sorry about showing your screen name on stream there. I'm sure it's terribly devastating. He's just the only other person on my friends list that's online right now. Apologies if it's been asked before. That's totally fine. You don't have to apologize. We welcome questions here. But is there plan for more supporter packs? And if so, will they replace the current ones or just be added in? I don't actually know the answer to this off the top of my head. Do you? I know we're gonna be adding more. I know we're adding more supporter packs at some point.
Oh. I'm sorry. I know a bit about supporter packs, but I still missed the question.
Oh, the question was, are we replacing the current ones? Are we adding to the existing ones? And when is that happening? But I don't know, we can't say exactly when.
Yeah, I don't think we can say when. But give me a second. I'm trying to remember because
it's this difficult dance of like, I know this piece. Am I allowed to say this piece?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's not a whole lot we can say right now. But as soon as we have an update, go check on the forums, because that's where we try to post everything, at least on the forums. If it doesn't go anywhere else, it'll be there.
Yeah, and we can say that we are going to be making more supporter packs. That will happen. I think that's an uncontroversial thing to say. And I know the plan up until now has been to try and cycle some out as we go, but always give a heads up before we remove anything. So you shouldn't be in a situation where you're like, oh, I think I should buy this because maybe it might disappear next week. No, if like something's planning on being removed, we'll give you lots of heads up.
Yeah, you'll absolutely know first.
Ooh, more Harbinger. Or Nemesis. I do the same thing. Is everyone calls the Nemesis the Harbingers, and because it came with that patch, and they talk about it in chat when you're like, the little like chat message like, there's a Nemesis nearby. It says the word Harbinger there.
It says like a victim of the Harbingers or something, doesn't it?
Oh, Fizzres, second mod on the Titanheart. That's sweet. It's not like awesomely useful, but you know what? I will take it as a functional stat instead of hot garbage.
Eagles asked, what is your favorite class? Mine is, right now, it's a hard choice between Marksman and Warlock.
Nice.
Warlock just feels really good, and I love ranged.
I feel the same way about it.
Yeah.
I think my number one is Falconer, though.
Chaos. I'm having a lot of fun with Falconer right now. Yeah. And I only built this one because I want to go play with it. I want to see like what it's really capable of. And I found a build that I'm not really following, but
you get the idea with it.
Bones of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just like, well, it's gonna do this sort of stuff, and because someone made a build around this sort of stuff, I know it should work eventually if I just tinker with it.
I just like being really fast. Is the thing.
Yeah. It's so much movement ability, so much move speed on Rogue in general.
That's funny. I just picked up a Titan Heart too.
Nice. You need it?
No, I don't. Do you?
Can I have it to shove in the next egg I find?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Here.
Awesome.
Let me get you two. It's all yours, buddy.
Thank you. All right, we get to try again.
It was funny. So one of my favorite things to do in this is just the crafting system. I spend more time in the forge than I probably should.
Yep.
And my cousin, I'm convinced he's not just blessed by RNGesus, but he is in fact RNGesus. He drops.
He's the manifestation.
Yes.
He's RNGesus cometh.
Like, not believe. I sat in Discord with him last night, and he's like, "I've got 4. Let's try it on a belt." And he got the same Pebbles belt 3 times in a row, but each subsequent belt was worse than the last. And he's like, "I don't know what's happening. I'm like, you're losing your power."
You're losing it. All right. Go. Hey, 1 LP Rainbow Edge. That's a nice little reference to another game, Rainbow Edge.
Oh, is it?
Do you know which game it is a reference to?
I'm gonna save myself and say no.
If anyone ever asks you that question about Last Epoch, there's a really easy and safe guess that's not right like 99% of the time. And
okay.
it's Chrono Trigger.
Oh, okay. One of the games that is also on my list that I haven't bought yet. It's on my wish list right now. I haven't bought it, and it keeps going on sale, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it, and then something else comes up.
It's one of those games that like you'll read reviews of like because there's so many versions and remakes of it, and you'll be like, which one's the best? And you go to Reddit, and you're like, which one's the best? And like everyone just riles against the Steam version. They're like, it's the worst thing ever. And you know what? When it first came out, it was terrible. They fixed it though, so the Steam version's fine now. The DS version's still the best, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. I remember playing Final Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy Advance.
Nice.
And that was pretty big.
It's pretty small, really, but
it's
pretty small, actually. You know.
Well, I mean,
Game Boy Advance is teeny
I didn't
tiny.
have the greatest attention span, so
Yeah. I meant physically. It was a bad joke. Never mind.
Oh no!
Did you die?
I did.
I left you all alone. I'm like, he's fine.
I thought I was fine too.
You got time to answer a question in chat then. There's a couple. Hi, do you guys have a nice stream? Do you think we might one day see one-day bonuses for picking up all the available points in certain nodes in skill trees? I mean, we kind of do that with threshold nodes, right?
I think so.
All available points. Yeah. I mean, there's. Oh, in skill trees specifically, like threshold nodes in a skill tree. Yeah. We do that already somewhere, I think, or are about to do that somewhere, and I'm spoiling something. One of the two. Were you close enough to get that fireball shrine?
I was close enough to catch that rock.
Did you die again? Oh god.
I did. I glanced over to look at chat, and I was like, "Oh, cool. There's a big question there." And then I looked over, and it said, "You died."
There we go. We did it. Now I'm curious, when I'm the when you're the lead, like the leader of the person who started it, but you died a whole bunch of times and I finished it still, do you still get completion credit for it? Like, or is it in your monolith, is it whited out? Like
yeah.
Like counted as you doing it?
Yeah.
Nice. I'd love to see you guys doing cross promotion with GGG. Like maybe you guys can add a Chaos Orb somewhere in the main hub, and they could add an Epoch Crystal somewhere. I'm sure GGG would be receptive to something like that. So GGG has been wonderfully supportive of us, and have been
squirrels. Sorry.
Just awesome. I don't think that's really necessarily in their best interest to do it, and I would not begrudge them avoiding such a tactic.
Yeah.
They're just so much bigger than us that, like, we get a ton out of that and they get very little out of that. So I think the number of people who play Last Epoch that don't know about Path of Exile is crazy tiny compared to the number of people that play PoE that don't know about LE. Because that's really what something like that's for, is to bring the audiences of each to the other. But yeah, I would love to. Anyone from GGG's watching and they want to do that, we're in.
Yeah. Exathius asks, I know how much players want to trade in Mage Guild faction or Merchant Guild faction, but in Circle of Fortune, will you add a mod that increases target farming uniques on bosses by 50%? I don't know. If it hasn't been talked about already, I'm sure it's something we can discuss.
We probably won't just like slap a huge flat buff on it like that.
Yeah. You want to stagger those things.
Yeah, like there already is pretty dramatic buffs compared to MG for like drops on all sorts of things. There are a few axes where the COF buffs don't work. And we are looking at some of those to make COF more universal in like the mechanics that it can interact with. Yeah, I want idols.
My entire goal this whole stream has just been work to the monos that give you experience.
Yeah. Yeah. that's my strategy going through normal too. Get those levels. One of the interesting things in PoE 2 is one of the ascendancies lets you equip a two-hand weapon in one hand to either combine with a shield or dual wield them. Any chance we could get that power fantasy in the future of LE? You know, it's possible. We do have the technology for it. We didn't for a long time. I know that so a lot of the way that they're balancing it in PoE 2 is that it's double attribute cost. I think that's what I read. Double attribute. You correct me if I'm wrong on that. We don't. I remember reading it being like, we don't have the same way of balancing it in Last Epoch. So we're gonna have to figure out a different way to do that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It sounds really cool in theory, and I know other games have done it, but at the same time, there's a lot that can go wrong with that.
Yep.
So I think we just have to be careful.
I think I might know something about it that you don't.
Oh yeah?
Yep. It's okay though. I think we can do it. I think it is balanceable. I don't know if we're going to do it or not, but I do believe it's possible at least. I'm convinced.
Cyborg says that my camera went blank. It's working on my end.
Oh. How's that?
Yep, we're back.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Do not know why that happened.
Ah.
If I do this, does it break it?
Crossbows when, says Paul Saint. That's called the...
We're good. Any teasers for us today? I have so many teasers today. I brought so many teasers. It's great. Do you want one now?
I'm excited.
We can do it now.
Well, if you get a lot, I mean, just pop one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna stop killing spiders because I want to see this.
Pick a class. You can have, Necro, Void Knight, Forge Guard, or Forge Guard.
Ooh,
or Wild Card.
Let's go Necro.
Necro? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's play a game. This game is Spot the Difference. Can you tell what is different about this ability tooltip from what is in live currently? I know you're not playing on a Necro, so you can't look it up easy.
No, I can't. I need my cousin in here. He's the diehard Necro. No pun intended.
This is. Can I bring that up somehow? I won't be able to bring that. Still behind the tooltip. I'll move it. See if anyone in chat can tell. Can anyone in chat tell? I don't see it yet.
They've got a couple of options here, but I don't.
I haven't. Yeah. No one said it yet.
Keep them coming, guys. Help me out. I'm a marksman. You gotta give me. You gotta give me more clues.
I'm trying to look at it. It's in the lower section. It's in the alt text.
Asking, is it the +10?
It's text we removed. There's another clue.
Oh, okay.
It's just something's been removed. Nothing's been added.
Okay, so nothing's added or changed. It's just gone.
Doesn't expire. Paul DeSaint got it. It does not expire. So the current version of it is expires after 20 seconds, and that has been removed.
Very cool.
Well done.
Congratulations to you, Paul DeSaint. You have won bragging rights.
That's about it. There's not a lot on the line there.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of questions that I did not realize we were so far behind, so let's start answering some of these. What percentage of supporter packs are used for development compared to profit? Does LE have a profit margin right now, or are all funds being put back into development? I have no idea the answer to this. Do you?
No, actually, I was hoping you would.
I mean, theoretically, I should know this, but I am so far removed from that sort of stuff these days that I do not know.
Yeah, my job title quite literally has me closer to a player. Yeah. So I don't know.
If I was gonna guess, I'd say we are fairly focused on the make the game awesome side of things right now. Yeah. All right. Next question. What you say about engineer as a new class for LE? An engineer class. What do you think about that? Would you play an engineer class?
I mean, I'd be down. Yeah, it would have to be done very specifically.
If you were gonna make an engineer class for Last Epoch, what would you want a mastery to be for it?
I would definitely want something akin to like Architect Leah, like building constructs that just kind of help. It basically would be another minion class.
Yeah, I was gonna say like more of a minion style. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a minion class, but I also like the idea because I've noticed other minion, like the Beastmaster has the node where you can only have one companion instead of like a whole army, and I like the idea of the node being, rather than you have one minion, your minion becomes like that backpack thing.
You wear your minion around town.
Yeah,
nice.
That'd be really cool.
Maybe like the class could be focused around having, I do this sometimes where I just riff on an idea that comes into chat, but like where there's like an ability that the class is built around making it this minion, and there's one ability in the class that could take that minion and put it on you as like a backpack.
Yeah.
Do you foresee any changes to the Necromancer class allowing for a larger army? Huge Winion fan here. I think it's supposed to be Minion fan here, but yeah, Winion works too. I mean, the spoiler we just put out, I think, would be pretty helpful in general, because it is a sweet ability on Necro. But a larger army specifically, I don't know if there's much on like army size, like just sheer body count. That's changing much.
Question. Was that question asked by one TJ Draco?
It was.
That would be my cousin. I've seen your army. It doesn't need to get into that.
Trying to sneak one in.
Yep, that would be my cousin.
Good try.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, I feel like there's a good chance there'll be something. But it's not a focus. I wouldn't get your hopes up too high. That's what happens when you use Transplant and Reap at the exact same time. If someone just saw me like flicker across the screen.
Oh wow.
All right. What is your process of addressing player-identified bugs? Looking on the Discord, there are reported bugs that go back many months, if not over a year. Do you have any intentions of addressing those? We don't. So we don't address them in the sense of like giving players an update on when we fix a bug that they've reported. There's just too many bugs in like too many different places and too many different formats to really do that effectively. So we, like, I guess the way we communicate with that is, hey, here's the patch notes and here's all the bugs we fixed. I know we fixed. I know sometimes it seems like there's really specific bugs that go unfixed for a long time. Sometimes they are. There's a lot of different reasons why that can happen. And I know in the past some reasons have been that there's like we just don't have the data that like someone says like, oh, this bug happens. And maybe the bug only happens when you have a Logitech controller plugged in, but you're not using it. And like, there's no way that you can tell that that's what's causing it. And this is definitely not a real example that happened to me or anything, I swear. But there, like there's some factor that makes it so that we just can't reproduce the bug at all. And so like it gets reported, we look at it, we can't reproduce it, we try and get more info on it. There's not enough info. We say, okay, we're gonna now put some things in the game to help us find this bug next release. And so we bury logs in the code that like will actually help us uncover these bugs in the future. And sometimes when major patch releases go months and months and months apart, sometimes that takes a little while to propagate through. And sometimes we'll like look at a bug and say, hey, this is what we think is causing. If we can't reproduce it, we'll be like, this is what we think's causing it, and we'll like do what we think would fix it, and then we'll mark it off as like it's addressed as best we can because we can't reproduce it. And just from the evidence we have, like some 10-second clip or like a text description on what it is, we'll do the best we can to get it fixed, or at least get something in place to like mitigate the issue, or information so we can fix it down the road. And sometimes that process takes a little while. This is why I'm always in here preaching repro steps, really consistent and clear repro steps. And if you've got a bug that you're like, this happens to me all the time and it's really frustrating, and like, why is no one talking about this and why is no one fixing this? It might be something that you're doing that you don't realize you're doing, that's not like not a bad thing, like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, but just like an action you're taking or something connected to your computer you don't realize that is causing a bug that's happened. You know, like it's sometimes handing those repro steps. If you're like, I really want this bug to be fixed. This is just strategies for anyone listening in general. If you want that bug to be fixed, you can write the repro steps out that you're going to send to us, give them to a friend, and have them try and repro the bug on their computer. And if they can repro it using those steps, following those steps like a 5-year-old, like follow the steps exactly. You know, the quintessential example of this, if anyone's been to a first year programming class, is you know, like, teach me to make a slice of bread, or teach me to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And people will be like, they'll start with, okay, take 2 slices of bread. And then you're like, okay, you take 2 slices of bread and you stand them upright. And they're like, no, lay them down. I'm like, you didn't tell me to lay them down. Like, really, literally do everything exactly. You know, and it's like, don't assume like, oh, just because you always, you know, use shift in between abilities doesn't mean we're also using shift in between abilities. There's something like that. And so yeah, like we address every bug we can, and we don't respond publicly to every single one of them individually, but we do try to get those into patch notes as much as we can. And sometimes it's something that we fix that we don't realize we've even fixed because we fixed something else and it happened accidentally, and then it doesn't go into patch notes, but it just stops happening. There's lots of different reasons why bugs can appear to be unfixed, actually go unfixed, all those sorts of things.
Sorry, I was laughing. You brought up the making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, in the video of the father and son doing that exercise makes me unreasonably happy.
Yeah. If you've never seen anything like that, Eddie, like, that's a great Google. It's awesome, and it's the quintessential example that every first year programming class will have that example. But it's great. And it really helps. I think it really helps convey like the idea of like, you gotta be really precise and really literal when you're talking to a computer.
Yeah.
So sometimes I tell people like, treat me like a computer.
I'm gonna adopt that phrasing.
Yeah. All right, next question. With the new engine, is it going to push back the console version release, or will it not hinder at all? If anything, it will advance it, not push it back. There were things we needed for that were in it. Oh, here's a long one. Yo, bit of a racing to the end game question. Tarek, this makes sense coming from you. In a good way. I like the new loot lizards, but having the green ones spawn in regular level 90 monos means you can't get glyphs of envy. Means you can get glyphs of envy. Yes, I read that wrong. Okay, great. I'm like,
I was like, you can't?
It means you definitely can. Yes, I see where this is going. Gives you a lot of timeline stability before reaching the empowered. Before reaching empowered, is that intended? I thought this wasn't the initial design intent behind those, as it makes racing to empowered heavily tied to getting at least one or not. Yeah, there's that big RNG element of, did I get one of these or not? And you've definitely called out something that wasn't originally intended. I don't know if we're changing that or not, but I think we should. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think they should be allowed to drop in? Do you like having that RNG involved in a race system?
I mean, I do. In race systems, it's... Oh, never mind. I was like, oh, he triggered it. I'm gonna go kill it. And
sorry, I got another egg, and so I just put that Titanheart you gave me in the egg, so we're doing 2 Titanheart eggs today.
You know, there's actually something I haven't gotten yet, is an egg.
At all? Oh, wow.
Like, ever.
No.
Yeah. No. Like I said, unless I'm playing with my cousin, RNGesus is not with me.
Okay, well, we got to get one for you today, because that's my second one today. It is level dependent as well.
Of players that fall into Circle of Fortune versus Merchant's Guild? That's an interesting question. I don't know if do we track that? Do you know?
We don't have like a live update thing, but we can pull the current existing, like, because people can join both. It's kind of weird, so we don't. We can say like, hey game, list out all the people who are in each, and we can count the number. Not manually, obviously.
In that regard, it's definitely one of those things where you pull the numbers and then 30 seconds later it's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a rough idea on the percentage, and I think it's I think overall it is skewed Merchant's Guild still. I think that's the way it is. Could be wrong. It does change throughout the cycle. Can't wait till these things get changed. We just made an awesome decision about these guys yesterday that I'm really excited about.
I came in right before you beat him, so I still got the Echo conquered.
Nice. Good timing. Yeah, Tarek, that's a good call out.
That's different.
Wick, here's a question for you. You may have a gift based on one of the earlier conversations. It's your cousin.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
That's great.
It could be any number of things, and that frightens me.
All right, hi.
I have a interesting Echo here. It's wreathed in both red and green. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Do it.
Yeah.
Question: I know how much players want to trade Merchant's Guild faction. Oh wait, you already read that one out a while ago. It's fine. With the new engine. Oh wait, did I just like skip a bunch and go back? Okay, whatever. This question has been in the corner. This question is for the B corner. For the B comer. Once again, I'm here to tattletale on Moxjet 200. He's mentioned in-game chat about if we'd be interested in a dragon class. Have you heard anything? I still have proof. I mean, I can tell you this, there's no new classes that are coming out in 1.2. And I haven't started working on any sort of dragon class. But I do love the idea because this was brought up last week. Have you heard this? Have you heard this idea yet, Wick?
No, but you had me at dragon.
Yeah, right. So we were talking about if this was like, is the dragon class a okay, you can answer this question. Basically, what spectrum of Shyvana do you want? Shyvana, lol.
Okay.
Like, would you want it to be the race is a dragon, like dragonkin, like D&D style? Would you want it to be more of a, like, you turn into a dragon temporarily, more like, I guess, like Reaper form style? Or would you prefer it to be just like a knight character that has just like dragon flourishes on their like equipment and theming around their abilities, and like VFX and stuff is dragon themed?
See, I'm the wrong person to ask the which would you prefer question, because I'm going to find some obscure way to do all of them.
What am I doing this the wrong way?
My brain wants to say do like the dragonkin.
Yep.
Like, and then they get the ability to go full dragon at some point.
Okay, nice. Really yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, hybrid answers are allowed. That's fully within the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he happens to be knighted for some reason, then why not?
So it's a dragonborn, like dragonborn's kind of a dragonkin more. So it's like they look scaly and and all that sort of stuff. And then they also wear heavy plate and have dragon themed armor and stuff. And then they also have the ability to go full Super Dragon Saiyan and temporarily turn into a dragon. Power overload.
I like that.
That'd be pretty sweet. We don't have any base classes that are a different race at this point.
That would actually, if we ever decided to expand out that way, it would be kind of fun to play as an Ospreys.
Right? I mean, and then becomes the question of, is race a property of the class, or is it a separate axis like WoW style where you can have like where like dwarves can be one of 6 classes and humans can be one of 6 classes. Oh, Maraphage, love this. You're talking about uniques that we love. Maraphage, love Maraphage. The idea of this is so good. All right.
Says roll race when.
Like Chocobo racing, but Groll racing.
Oh, I'm down. I think he was talking more about like a playable race. But
oh, yeah.
That would be fun too.
That makes more sense.
I spent an unreasonable amount of time in Final Fantasy 15 when it first came out, doing the Chocobo races and just riding around on that instead of driving the car.
Nice. Final Fantasy 9, I loved the Chocobo Hot and Cold game from Final Fantasy 9. I don't know what it was about that game, but just like got so just obsessed with the perfect Chocobo Hot and Cold game. Oh, here comes this Titan Heart's gonna be right out of the gate 2 LP, and then we're gonna empower it again, and it's gonna go to 3 LP. Just watch. I'm calling it right now.
TJ, send us your luck.
No, it's cold res. Not ideal. Fine. The next one will get something else. The next one will get health at least.
Right. Do I have anything worth?
You can see all weapons or shields, but not quivers. Are we going to be able to see those quivers on rogues soon? I don't know about soon, but I know that's on the list. There's some animation trickiness that happens there. All right, gotta keep asking. Been waiting on since Kickstarter demo. Barbarian Mastery when? You've been waiting on a Barbarian Mastery since the Kickstarter demo? My goodness. It's a long time.
I like to say that the Primalist is Barbarian Plus.
Yeah. But I mean, I think there's still room for a Barbarian class there. But yeah. the thing that ties... So a lot of people want, like, hey, Barbarian would be awesome. I still want Hunter more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather put a bow class on Primalist. And...
that would be cool. You put it like that, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in the Discord, they like to theory craft other class options. And one that keeps getting tossed around a lot is a monk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's like a new base class. That doesn't really work as a mastery for anything that exists.
No.
I don't know why I picked rare helmets. I knew there was ever going to be anything there.
I got a long shot. Can't use that.
I sent you a pair of gloves, by the way. I have no idea if you can use them or not, but...
Oh, okay. Let me check.
All right, so it's that time again. So would you like Forge Guard, other Forge Guard, Void Knight, or something weird?
Let's go Forge Guard, and then the next one we'll do Void Knight.
Okay. We'll do this one. This one's funny. Here's a new node for Shield Throw.
Is this another find the thing that's different?
No, this is a brand new node. It's just +4 ricochets, and they can ricochet to you.
Okay.
Which is pretty huge because this means you can utilize all your ricochets on a single target.
Snowy's asking the real question is, will it damage us when it ricochets back?
No.
I didn't think so.
Cap doesn't get knocked out by his shield when it smacks him in the back of the head. Double wielding crossbows when? Oh, can we have regular crossbows first? But yes, please. I would love dual wielding crossbows. I think this is one of those things that someone on Reddit was talking about, I think, about like a potential class. Like, do you take the concept of like one-handed crossbows or something in my eye, and do you like build a class or mastery around it, or do you just like slap it on Falconer? I think you slap it on Falconer. That's what I would do. Like make Marksman the bow class and make Falconer the crossbow class. That's what I would do.
Sorry, I'm emptying my inventory because I forgot to do that.
All right, Legion Shield asks, hello Mike, what would be your take on incorporating a class that is focused on mind controlling the enemy mobs and dealing with mental damage? So the did you ever play Guild Wars?
I have it. You're gonna get a lot of no's from me.
That's fine. I know I pull out some obscure games sometimes. Guild Wars is a little, I don't know, Guild Wars 2 was pretty big. Guild Wars 1 was pretty small, I think, by comparison. But yeah, there was a Mesmer class in that was very like a mind mage, like I'm gonna make you think you're in pain and that's gonna make you in pain type theming, which I love.
That sounds really cool, and I love the idea. I can see it in Last Epoch doing something similar where you have a skill and you trigger it, and the enemies for however long just become your ally and they start attacking their friends and things like that.
Yeah, having I think because we have talked about this, and I'm pretty sure that currently with the way that our alignment system works, you can't change the alignment of an enemy of anything. So we'd have to find a way to modify alignments before we did something like that. But as of right now, I don't think it's possible. Unfortunately. All right, here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's more cold res, I think. Not a ton more. It may have been the same amount. I didn't actually get a close look last time. But either way, kind of garbage. I don't know which is better, actually. What else did I get, actually?
Okay, I actually kind of like this one. I'm going to empower this one.
I mean... Oh, I should help you with that. Nice.
Doublet of honest tool.
Dude. That was one of the first meme items ever made in the game. From a very obscure meme. Just dude. That's the first letters of every of the word in it.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It's an old meme and it doesn't check out. All right, since it doesn't expire, the natural next question is, what happens to the node that made it not expire? This is in reference to the Dreadshades teaser we put up earlier. I haven't looked at it actually. I would assume it was also reworked though. Pretty safe bet. Now that Dreadshade doesn't expire, how would that function for the sacrifice node in the Dreadshade tree? Oh gosh, we're gonna go dig up these, are we? Let's go figure it out. Where's the node that makes it not expire? second.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go explore. It's a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it.
Is there... I don't even know where it is. There it is. No longer drains health. Increase shade duration. Nope, that's not it. I don't know where it is. Where's the node that makes it just never expire? Is that even a node? Okay, I don't know where that one is, so let's find the other one. Sacrifice node in the Dread Shade. That's this one. When any of your minions targeted by Dread Shade dies. Yeah, it's still this wouldn't change, because what this does is just because the... Yeah, I don't see how this would change at all.
Paul says, "My bad. There is no such node currently."
Be straight with me. Was that intentional? Was that a send Mike on a wild goose chase intentional, or was that a mistake? I'll feel a lot better about myself, because I just straight up believed you. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like a node we'd put in there. Sure, why not?
The real question is, would you be mad if it was?
If it was intentional, no. It'd be hilarious. One minion mastery and another that's basically Iron Man. Oh, this is for the engineer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still want to do Meat Man, Meat Iron Man, Iron Meat Man. I don't know, the climb inside your abomination. Meat Suit Man. There's a term in there somewhere.
We'll workshop it.
Meat Bag Marauder. Play on the Flesh Bag Marauder. Great magic card.
I remember describing this game to a couple of friends before they got it, and I was like, "Well, what's some of the classes?" Like, "Well, there's Sentinel." It's like, "Well, what does Sentinel do?" And I was like, "Have you ever wanted to be one of the Avengers?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's that." It was all of them? I was like, no, not all of them.
There's been a lot over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Made a mistake.
Did you get popped? Yeah, you got popped.
I got popped. Yeah. I'm coming back though.
That's okay. I got you.
No. All those uniques I didn't get to pick up because I died are gone.
Yeah, because the ground resets.
Yep.
Hopefully working on a solution there soon too. Because that's so frustrating. That's one of those problems that's been around forever. We were talking about earlier. So sometimes when there's an issue that's been around for a long time, it's because we just don't have a good way of fixing it yet. And I love that I'll be able to say yet for a little, like actually genuinely say yet.
What is that? I don't know if it's useful. So
And someone, when can we wear manifest armor? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool concept.
Well, so you're talking about being the Avengers on Sentinel, like you got Cap with shield throw, and like, yeah, if you could put on manifest armor, there's Iron Man.
Yeah. Just get the full set.
I mean, Wolverine's on Druid, but it's Bearverine.
Yeah. And you get,
that's something we don't have is
Rogue.
claw and fist weapons. Like,
I
where
was
do you...
actually, if we ever did do the monk class thing, it would be really fun to have like knuckle dusters.
Yeah.
As a weapon type would be a lot of fun.
I mean, fist weapons are literally in the like the game right now. Well, like there's not actually in that'll spawn, but there's an item ID reserved for it already in the item list. Like if you're, I'm sure people like Dammit who have gone through the item IDs on the back end, they've been like, why is item ID like 12? I think it's 11 or something like that. Actually, you should be able to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's probably ID 8, I think. Is like fist weapons and it's just sitting there waiting to be used.
TJ Draco has a question that says, is there any plans to fix the Lagon fight in multiplayer? In particular, I mean the issue where only one member makes it to the top to fight him, and the warp only taking one person down for phase 2.
Yeah. I know that was getting worked on. What you can do is you can use the player-to-player warping to like get around that right now. And if you walk up simultaneously, I think the warp down works together, but I could be wrong. But yeah, like this, like same scene warping, like this you just do that, and whoever got warped, the other one can warp with them. So there's a workaround on live, but it's not ideal. And yes, we are aware of it and working on it. Engineering mastery transform into mech of sorts, similar to the Abomination. Yeah, that was your cousin as well, saying the same thing I was. Yeah. It's always like transformation, even temporary transformation systems are so tricky to have feel fun and work, because like there's kind of this the incentive is always to make it last longer, and like how can you make the build make it last longer, and then it becomes okay, well I can't make it last any longer, then it's about mitigating the downtime in between each time, and then it's like then sometimes it flips and turns into, okay, well, I'm going to turn into this for a little while, be a god, kill everything, and when I'm not in it, I'm just going to run away from everything. Which is kind of the problem I'm having with Reaper form right now a little bit. Because when I'm not in Reaper form, I am skushy and weak, and it's bad.
Apache says that we need saddles for golems.
I love that idea. Just riding the golem.
Who's the, you know what that reminds me of? Who is the character from Mortal Kombat? It's the little character that rides on the back of the big character.
I have no idea.
And they fight as a unit.
I had Mortal Kombat for... I had Killer Instinct for my Super Nintendo, and that's the only fighting game like that I ever had.
Somebody says Nunu and Willem from League of Legends.
Yeah, Nunu and Willem, yeah.
Yeah, that's another good reference to that. Same concept, different characters.
Which Nunu and Willem felt like a pull from Kate Sith in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I can see that.
Alright, any plans on 1.2 to fix the way minions behave? Like Archmage and Wraithlord kind of runs around without hitting any mobs. We have to transplant with minion target to teleport, so they unbug. I don't know of anything with this, but I mean, I'm sure if it's reported, we'll be working on it. Did you ever play Torchlight 3? I did not. They had a really cool Rail Masterclass. I saw that, and this is something that comes to mind every time. Every time I hear an engineer class, is the Rail Master class from Torchlight 3. Did you see that at all, Wick? It's like you literally build like railroad tracks on the fly.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I will admit I have not paid much attention to Torchlight pretty much anything. The name comes up in Discord a lot, but I haven't taken the time to go look at it yet.
Loot filter is an amazing part of the game. I'm curious how complicated that was to implement, considering I don't see other games with it. Incredibly complicated. And you may notice while it is one of the most praised systems in the game, it's also one of the most maligned systems in the game, because it doesn't quite do the one specific thing that someone wants it to do. And that's like, there's so many different ways to classify items. Like, has there been anything you've come across trying to loot filter for that doesn't work, but you wished it would? Quick?
No, not anything in particular that just doesn't work. I've just struggled to make my loot filters work, but I'm quite positive that's operator error.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I steal the like generic filters from like Max Roll and or if like a specific build has one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just download someone else's filter and I'll modify it a little bit. There's some changes though that I saw to that are gonna be really good. I find getting like a really basic one up is really easy, and then you see some of these ones that they've got a bajillion things listed, and it's like, yeah, that is better.
Yeah.
The missing piece for me has always been the I've wanted to have an in-game share system, like kind of like you see on like mod websites and things like that, where people just like post it with a description and people like upvote, downvote, that sort of thing. Most upvotes rise to the top. You can filter it, be like, oh, I'm looking for a filter specifically designed for Warlock. And then you put like, oh, I'm gonna play these 3 skills, and it's like, boom, here's a loot filter that plays those skills. I think that'd be sweet.
So I'm gonna say something that's gonna get the community really upset with me, but it's okay because I'm not the only one. I don't typically use a build guide. I don't follow a build, and I don't typically use filters.
Gasp.
Like I just like seeing all the. I like the loot explosions, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
the build guides on like Last Epoch tools or Max Roll or anything, do those typically come with loot filters that the person used to get those items?
Oftentimes, yeah.
Okay.
No, not always, but frequently. And I know that like Last Epoch tools also has like a filter generator system that you can be like, it's like, just make me a filter that's gonna find things like this, and it's decent. Like, it's pretty good.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better, Chad. I promise. Using filters and guides, but I typically go in with an idea. I want to play this class, and that's about where the idea stops. And then when I play Rogue, I typically default to Hail of Arrows Marksman, just because it's so much fun. It's so satisfying.
Yeah. There was a Nemesis back there. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, I didn't. I'll follow you.
Quite a ways back here. All right, to follow up on the last question for mental damage. Oh yeah, we kind of skipped over that a bit. Let's get back to it, I guess. For mental damage, how would you feel if it worked as a conditional damage dealing, the condition being the damage is not dealt until the total enemy health bar is converted to mental damage? This question is giving me mental damage.
It's doing its job.
Yeah. I will read it properly in a second here. Let's figure this out. The condition being the damage is not dealt until the total enemy health bar is converted to mental damage. This could align with unique mods that deal extra damage to full health mobs. My apologies, this is worded poorly or is confusing. I think the full health mob thing is an issue because it heavily self-synergizes and is anti-synergy with everyone else. So you can't have, so like 2 mesmers, let's just use the Guild Wars classes and just the placeholder. So 2 mesmers together would multiply off each other, but anything else partying with a mesmer would make the mesmer worse. So I don't think you could do stuff like that. That's why we avoid things like that so heavily, to like base an entire class around something that won't conflict with another class. And I think I missed.
Watch my eyes glaze over through that.
Well, that's
trying so hard to follow.
I think I missed something in the original question with the whole mental damage thing. Because I was just like, the way I would treat it is just like that's the theming around it, and you can do like ailments and status effects that theme around that and get like thematically appropriate mechanics and stuff. But I wouldn't. I don't know if having like a separate health bar is great, because it is a multiplayer game, and I think that it's the same problem. Like, do you play Magic at all?
I do. I haven't in a while, but I have an abundance of cards.
But if I just say infect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's the problem with infect, where it's an alternate health total. So in a multiplayer game, when you're trying to kill someone with infect, for anyone who doesn't know, there's a separate type of way you can knock someone out of the game in Commander, in Magic in general, which is get them to 10 infect counters and they die.
Yep.
And so there's this weird thing that happens in multiplayer games, because infect is actually it's a easy way to burst people down really quickly and be like, oh, you're dead out of nowhere. But at the same time, if you deal 4 infect damage to someone, they get 4 poison counters, and they're sitting at 4 of 10. That does nothing. It's a completely different axis for killing them as just their life total. So like, everyone else at the table is not helping you kill that person, and you're not helping anyone else kill that person at the table. So it's and they tried to fix this a little bit with a new version of Infect that did do a really good job. But it's a classic problem, and I think it's a good example of the reason why having a separate health pool that you're trying to kill, a separate like axis that you're trying to kill someone over, doesn't really work too great. Like, you want to still be damaging the same health pool in a different way.
I just thought of an interesting question, because you brought up Magic, and I know that you're real big on that.
Yeah.
If you could make the Last Epoch classes into Magic cards, what would they be? I mean,
we've actually...
Are they legendaries?
We've actually kind of done this a little bit. They definitely wouldn't be planeswalkers.
No.
We've dabbled in this thought experiment quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
I'll send you a document later if you want.
I'm down.
I think that, so there's a couple different ways you can do it, because they've recently started adding in literal classes as a card type in Magic.
Yeah, that came with the D&D expansion, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it started with, it either started with that or expanded quite a bit there. But yeah, it was the Battle for Baldur's Gate had a bunch of classes that are really good, and Bloomborough just came out with a bunch more that are so good. But yeah, I think that's the probably the way I'd want to do it now, because it's such a codified thing to put like a class into the game, and you can get a lot of flavor and vibes from that. And you know, like, if you're putting those in, you're putting it in as a full set, and you can put in specific characters that are of that class as legendary creatures that synergize well with those class cards at the same time, and then you can put in spells and stuff that like are abilities. 3 strength.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, no, I'd actually, if you actually have the document on it, I'd love to read it.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun. I remember for Christmas one year, I'm gonna challenge this. I took pictures of all of my friends and turned them into their own Magic cards.
Nice. That's awesome.
And gave them to them as gifts. It was a lot of fun. They all did quirky things that would absolutely never work in a real game, unless it was another block of like Unhinged.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love unset cards. I spent a lot of time on the custom Magic subreddit, and there's I much prefer when people are like, this is an uncard. It does whatever we want it to do.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have the rainbow bees?
Rainbow bees. Oh, are you talking about the pets? I'm pretty sure I do. Do you have them?
I don't know. It was a question from chat.
We'll find out.
I think I just have regular bees. I don't have rainbow bees.
Oh no, I didn't pick them up. No.
You can give them to yourself.
I absolutely can.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't get them. There's a few on this list that I didn't give myself actually, but no, those are so much fun.
Are there any plans for gear sets, such as allowing to drop with legendary potential, or allow them to be egged? Gear, yeah, set items. We do have. We do have plans for set items. That's gonna be awesome. It's going to give you new ways to incorporate set items into endgame builds. That is a different way of doing it than other ways we have of doing stuff in Last Epoch, which I know is super duper vague. But yes, set items are going to be awesome. Again, there's a little bit of work we have to do on rebalancing some of them after this change, but yes, there's going to be awesome set stuff, and it's going to be great, and hopefully more info on that at some point. But you know, this is one of those things we've been talking about for years, and the details are so sparse, and the legendary potential or egging them comes up as like the really obvious answer. Like, why don't you just give them LP? And the like the short answer to this, actually it's the long answer, is that some of them, like the text already has to shrink to fit on the screen for some of these items, you know, like, and this isn't even one of the worst ones, and you do that and you slap 4 more lines of affixes on it, and you've got items that you're like, get out my spectacles to read this item, and it's just too much stuff on a single item, because you have all the set bonuses, all the other, like, it's just so much. And so we are and it also kind of just by just slapping LP on them, it makes them feel more like unique item variants rather than their own type of item. So we really want to have that feeling of like bringing a character to life through a set item, and you know, we do want people to be able to incorporate set items and the mechanics that they bring to their builds, and we want to make set items as a relevant part of your character creation process, but also at the same time we don't want every single build to always be using set items no matter what, and there's a fine line there. So I think I'm really excited about what we are doing to them.
Somebody else asked, do we have any plans or considerations for affixes or nodes that affect enemy ward, like extra damage to an enemy ward?
This is funny. We were actually talking about this yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. Because so I think the core thing here is that yeah, this is a tricky topic. There is the short answer is no. We don't have any plans to make specific investments into ward killing We do have specific investments into boss killing, which is kind of the same thing, really. Like, you know, more damage to bosses is the same thing as more damage to ward, almost, because bosses are just about the only thing that gets ward. Not quite. There are exceptions, but I think the boss ward system that we put in was a fantastic step in the right direction, and we used it too ubiquitously, and the ward doesn't naturally decay fast enough. I think that's kind of the takeaway from the feedback we've gotten over the last 8 months or whatever, and we are interested in addressing that feedback and addressing this issue, because we do have a plan for it. So there will be adjustments to the boss ward system, and I think there's opportunities to use other mechanics that are thematically appropriate to specific boss fights, in order to like have a similar effect that makes sense in a specific situation.
Mr. Ben Diesel, I can answer your question. Roid Mage when? That's easy. Give a barbarian a frying pan, tell him to cast iron.
You give a barbarian what?
Give a barbarian a frying pan and tell him to cast iron. I'll be here all week.
I love that. I've never heard that before.
You've never heard that before?
I've never heard that one before. That's great.
It's one of like 1,000, like, you know, off-kilter D&D character concepts is like the barbarian that's convinced he's a spellcaster.
Yeah, I love that.
And, he fights with a frying pan, and his favorite spell is cast iron or punch at 3rd level. The necromancer that thinks he's just a really late EMT or a cleric.
Yeah, that does it for me. That works. Next time I have a chance to play D&D, I am gonna cast some iron.
I played. I don't get to play very often. I'm a forever DM. I've been a DM for the last like 15 years.
Nice.
And the one time I did get to play, I basically played Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. I was a half-orc rogue.
Nice.
With no skills and dexterity. It was all intimidation.
That's great. Bard class would be really cool as well. Yeah, Bard class would be really cool as well.
Yeah. I agree, Apache. Necros really are just bad doctors.
Yeah. I'd love to, like, I feel like the thing with Bard is it's tricky to have 3 masteries for Bard that feel really distinct and play really different, and like you almost have to incorporate like Bard as a mastery, and like where does that fit is really tricky. So like can you fit that as like Bard as like the mastery of a monk? Like monk's a mastery, Bard's a mastery. Is there like some synergy? Is there some like base class you give them both, or is it like more like there's an entertainer class or something, and you know Bard is one of them and Dancer's another one, and you know like all the different types of. It's tricky to do a full 3 mastery class with Bard as the theme, I think, because it is kind of narrow in the theming.
Yeah, that's a real tough one. I've always thought of what it would be like to have a Bard type class, and then I always get stopped up on how do you make them feel separate. Like, a good example of that is the difference between the Forge Guard and the Void Knight. They are distinctly different.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do that with something that just is an entertainer inherently.
I mean, you could have the loot player, and he's got his axe. Because that's actually a melee class.
Yeah.
Battle axe. Yeah. Another name for guitar. Loot. There's a tenuous link there.
Yeah. Photon says musician, support, dancer, DPS, storyteller, hybrid. I guess that works.
Yeah, like
on paper. On paper that works.
There's like Lore Master's a class that goes in Lord of the Rings Online. Lotro has Lore Master. It's basically like the wizard. That's a really light magic system in general. There's a Nemesis up here. Warp to me! Yes, lovely. Ah, my 9 strength. Woven flesh.
Huh. We did it. I got an egg.
Hey!
Finally. I don't know what I'm going to use it on.
You do a question here. Do you think we might get a second faction selection as well, like choosing between siding with Eterra or Orbis, or additional deities, even which come with debuffs as well as buffs? Yeah, there will be more factions that will show up. The faction system is something that we have definitely designed to be like this faction's window. There's a few mock-ups we have where it's like, when there's 12 of them, when there's 20 of them, what does it look like? So yeah, there is room for adding new factions to this UI for sure. And we do plan on having more and more of them, some of which that will have either or selections like Circle of Fortune Merchants Guild, some that are just a single thing like Forgotten Knights, and some of them that could be like, pick one of these 4 things, like it doesn't have to be just 2. So we have support for functionality wise all of those combinations, and we do plan on leveraging it more in the future. And there's another faction coming at some point. I do know what the next faction is going to be called.
So I got a quick question for you. With this egg, if I drop a weapon I'm carrying and actively using, I'm not getting it back till we beat him.
That's right.
Again,
to beat him 3 times. Because you got to put it in, empower it again, and then challenge it. So you got to beat him 3 times without your weapon, which is something I did to get this weapon egged.
I don't know if I want to do that though. I have an array list that I was considering dropping in there.
What are you using right now? What are you rocking?
Arrayless and Palaris' Sacred Light.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you could just swap one of them out temporarily.
Yeah,
not the best idea, but yeah.
On me. So, all right, we'll give it a
you
shot.
can also just you can access your stash too, eh?
Can?
Yep, there's a stash button.
From here?
Yeah, when you open the egg, there's a little stash icon there.
There it is. I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Huh, I'm dumb.
Druid gets dragon form. Yeah. Iron dragon form be sweet. I'd rather see like a mastery around dragon theming than just a new form for Druid personally.
Cool.
Hey, I got a 1 LP wand or scepter. I'll take it.
Nice.
Growl race. Yeah. Well, you lost weight, dude. Congrats. Thank you. I will never turn down those. I've actually started intentionally gaining weight now, but like the right way.
You want to trade?
What?
I said you want to trade.
Yeah.
I've been actively trying to lose weight for a while.
Dude, I started in April and went hard. And like, I've lost 80 pounds. I've lost 87 pounds since April.
Wow. Congrats.
Yeah, it was difficult. But then I'm like, oh, my face looks like it's like sunken.
That's what the dude's for.
Yeah, I was like, the only way to fix it is to build up a bunch of muscle mass. I'm like, well, I don't think I can build up face muscles, so...
Yeah, my goal was to lose a bunch of weight and then turn around and turn it to muscle.
That's exactly, yeah, that's where I'm at now, is I'm like, all right, let's start building muscle.
Yeah, and my wife and I were regular gym attendees for like a year.
Nice.
And then school started back up again for her, and it's been real difficult to stick to the schedule. I don't think we've been in like a month.
Yeah, I don't have time to go to the gym ever. It's entirely just been like, what workouts can I do in a 8x8 space? More like 8x6, but still.
Yeah. Semblance asking, any chance gold pickup radius could be increased?
I mean, we can talk about it a little bit. I don't know. I feel like there's a point where it's like going to pick up your loot is like, it's a thing to do. It's part of the action of I'm playing the game, I'm picking up my loot, right? And if the auto loot pickup radius for gold is big enough to the point where it's like
no longer going to go get it.
Yeah, it's just like whatever gold I incidentally get from playing. I don't know. I feel like we'd have to increase it quite a bit to have much of a difference, but I could see it being upped a little bit. Frog race, because Frog was the best in Chrono Trigger. He was the best in Chrono Trigger. You're absolutely right.
What do you say we finish up this mono or this echo, and then you show us the Void Knight?
Oh, I totally forgot I had more teasers. I usually only come with 2, and I'm like, well, 2, we're done. Yeah, I got more.
Yeah, you got some more.
I know I asked earlier, so apologies, but I didn't hear the answer. Merch store update. I yesterday asked about it again. I got a yeah, I really want that too type answer from the person I asked this time. So it's not for lack of want, but I don't have any details. I apologize.
On the topic of merch, I'm actually surprised I didn't bring this up. This is typically the thing that I bring up every time the company asks me to introduce myself. For anybody in chat that actually owns one of the original Last Epoch shirts and even a few of the hats, I'm the guy that made them.
Yeah.
I'm actually wearing one of them today.
Nice. Yeah, I have that one in a drawer. Oh, my hat's upstairs. I have one of the hats you made too, I think.
Yeah. No, that was my job before I came to EHD.
Yeah.
Was I made the merch.
All right, you want a Void Knight thing? Let's get a Void Knight thing.
Let's do a Void Knight.
Here's a Void Knight thing. What does this one say? This one? Yeah, it's that one. While you are moving, you will automatically cast Devouring Orb if it is not on cooldown and you have enough mana. This effect puts Devouring Orb on cooldown.
I actually think I saw this one, and I'm really excited for it.
Using a movement ability counts as moving. And yes, Warpath is tagged with movement. This is your reminder for the character sheet update. I'll keep hunting you until it happens. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Strap in. We need hitting the shield with a hammer too. Oh yeah, the Iron Man full, or the Thor needs to incorporate directly with your Captain Iron Thor that we're playing now in. All right.
Sergeant Iron Lightning.
However, regarding the egoism node in Dreadshade, is that being reworked in relation to Dreadshade no longer expiring? Probably. If any node doesn't make sense, yeah. Egoism. Minion targeted by Dreadshade now always critically strikes, but Dreadshade now has a cooldown. I don't know if that needs to be changed actually, because Dreadshade will still eventually kill the thing it's attached to, right?
Oh, are you asking me?
No, it will. Sorry, it was a rhetorical question, but yeah, I just pulled up the tooltip, and yes, it will. Oh, okay. I realize there's a bunch of stuff on my screen. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, there's the egoism node, and there's the base functionality.
Okay.
Is there any...
So that last one was actually really good. Can we see the Forge Guard, the last one you have, or do you want to hold on?
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we only have a little bit of time left, so yeah, why not? Let's do two back to back. I guess this isn't really Forge Guard necessarily, but you know, I play this on Forge Guard. People play this on Paladin though a lot too. So this is when you create more additional swords than there are nearby enemies. Each remaining sword can consume mana to strike the nearest enemy, even if it was hit by the initial attack. So if you know multi-strike at all, one of the issues with it currently is that if you only have one target, it's kind of crap. And actually, in some situations, it's better to purposely miss your target. At least it used to be, in order to get like a proc effect on the main target if you're trying to cast Smite through it. But now, if you have down to a single target, it's just bonkers awesome. Because it just it chunks your mana though. It does take the mana down a chunk, but like you can get it so that it's like it balances out pretty nicely. It works great, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you got to build around it a little bit, but it's so powerful if you can make it work, and it's a lot of fun. It also looks just great.
You know what? Actually, a really cool idea might be. Is this the right place to pitch an idea for Forge Guard?
Yeah, go for it.
If your manifest armor could use your forge weapons.
Yeah, like pick them up.
Like he gets a buff for each one that you've got.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think there's like in an ideal world, I think it would actually like if I could just be like, all right, here's my dream for the system, and there's development costs aren't a thing in this world. It would actually be able to like pick up dead manifest weapons, or even just pick up live ones, where it would just like walk up to one and be like, you would just like grab it out of thin air and be like, all right, this is my weapon now, and I'm gonna start smacking things with it. It gets like a huge buff for it, and it like breaks after like 5 or 10 hits or something, and then it picks up another one.
Yeah.
And so like you actively like are supplying it with weapons. You're like a little squire following along behind it, being like, here you go, it's another sword. Oh, you broke that one, here's another sword. I'd love to do that.
Sorry, my brain's doing that thing. You gave the whole, oh, you broke your sword, here's another one. My little brother has like 5 3D printers. It's his favorite thing to do. And he tried to 3D print himself some swords for a convention this year. And he would assemble them. And for one reason or another, they would always break. Either they broke during the printing, they broke during painting, or one of my parents would run into it and it would just shatter it. And so he had this big box of just broken swords. I said, change your costume completely. You are now the poorest blacksmith ever. You need to 3D print like toothpick swords and hand them out as your finest work.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been printing Sauron's mace for Lord of the Rings.
That's cool.
And I've got the here, one sec. So I've actually got it. I've got this the core part assembled, and then I've got these that will go on it. There's 6 of them that attach all the way around. But yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's
you know how many times I've considered asking for one of the models for one of the swords out of Last Epoch just so I could print it. I have a printer literally right here.
Oh yeah, there's two in the other room. Man, I'll get you the models. I have a few of them that I'm like, I might print this one.
I may or may not be in possession of the model for the Epoch that I just want to put on my desk.
Yeah. Is this classic? We recognize the pattern there.
Oh,
quite a treasure you've got there. It's the Heraldric Cube, if anyone's wondering. All right, go to the question. I heard 1k corruption is the cap for higher roll for unique LP. No. Will that cap raise something to 1.5 corruption or lower it? It doesn't exist, as far as I know. Hey, someone right afterwards, this is not true. Yeah, that's not it. There's no cap.
Bush Yeti writes, can we get our MTX skins to show on our main character select screen? I think that's something that's being worked on, yeah?
Yeah, it works in the editor. It works in the editor. This is one of those frustrating things. So for the longest time, like pausing the game in offline mode worked in the editor, but didn't work in build versions of the game. And now it's, displaying MTX works in the editor, but doesn't work in the actual build of the game. It's so frustrating. But yeah, we're working on that. Any plan to merge Cycle and Legacy soon? Any point to having two servers now? Right now, when there's nothing that's running on them, there's no point in having that split. No. I don't think we're planning on doing a merge until we get to the next thing to release. We don't have a ton of time yet left, so we're going to rapid fire some questions here. What are your thoughts on random shrines where the player doesn't know what they are getting? To further this idea, shrines that could turn the player into a rabbit. The unique moveset, Zelda reference. Yeah, I got that. Dark World from Zelda 2. Or not Zelda 2, Link to the Past. Second good Zelda. Come at me. I love the idea in principle. I think that there are moments of like, I think what it would do is that if someone got something that was bad, it would cause them to like get it. They'd click on it. It would go, oh, that was a bad one. Let me hide in this corner until it wears off. I think that's the gameplay loop that happens there. It's not like a challenge to overcome. You could give it like and you've got 10x loot drops for the next 10 seconds type thing, and like do something where it's like it's really hard, but you get crazy bonuses from it, or something like the gameplay changes and there's an incentive to keep going. You'd have to do it, but like having negative random effects is really tricky to avoid, issues.
I mean, I'd be interested to even tweak that idea a little bit, rather than it's just a random effect. Rather, it gives you a random bonus to something on your skill bar.
Oh, like just one of the skills that you've got equipped gets boosted. Yeah,
like, at least you have an idea of what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
All right, so any plans to expand the capacity for customizing the loot filter above 75? No, it's already right on the edge, but we are doing some stuff to make it so you can get more information in fewer lines. How do you all feel about having affixes / skills / nodes that do extra damage to enemy ward? Not a big fan of it. Prefer to solve the problem a different way. Talked about that earlier. Rewind it if you'd like to see the full reason. It sounds like you got to damage enemies with mental damage, and they only receive it once their total mental damage that they have received is equal to or more than their maximum health. Yeah, I think we talked about that a bit. I'm not a huge fan of that because of the whole multi-axis damaging multiplayer thing. And in single player, it's not interesting because then it's just the same as health. Hi, I would love to be able to Control-Shift-Click to bypass the tab priority settings and place the clicked item directly in the open tab. It's a cool idea. You should put it in the suggestions channel on our Discord or our forums. Has there been any debate on adding true damage to the game that bypasses enemy ward? Question stems from the question above about ward. We technically true damage is in the game. true damage. That true damage is something that isn't affected by defense stats. Technically, that's in the game. I wouldn't consider ward like a defense, like a mitigation stat. It's just a different health bar, really. But things that bypass ward directly is not something we're interested in doing, because it does break the whole mechanic and becomes mandatory for anyone who wants to do those fights as fast as possible, basically. Unless the whole it's so messy, so no, we're probably not doing that. But we do have things we're gonna do to solve the address the feedback that we're getting on the ward system, because while I do think it was a huge step in the right direction, it was not a perfect solution. Another question: why not making set bonuses specific for the class who wears them? Many of them are. I would hope a Last Epoch monk came with a mastery that emulated the Soul Fist from Lost Ark. Class has crazy DBZ themes. Yeah, I'd love that too. Bard class masteries of wind, string, and percussion. Yeah, the problem here is that they're all still themed around music, because that's the first place that I thought too. And it's like, you like someone who's like a really big Bard fan, who plays a lot of D&D Bard, that sort of stuff, or other Bards in other games, stuff like that. That is really appealing, but I don't think it has enough of a broad appeal. Outside, like it's variations on a theme still, and it's not. I don't think it's enough, but I could be wrong. Need a polka class. Aaron, keep your stuff out of here. No, this wasn't you, but any chance gold pickup radius can be increased? That's like the third time this stream. Any chance of us getting something akin to Paragon levels? Yeah, Paragon levels. Generally not a huge fan of Paragon levels system too much, because we don't expect people to hit 100. But we do have plans for tangential progression systems that extend past into the end game. You'll actually see one of those next major patch. Auto pickup for shards would be awesome. Or no, auto picking them up to their storage instead of the inventory as a pass. I think that's a better option. I still want to pick them up, but I don't want to do the store thing personally. You guys should do a meme class like a regular guy class. Yeah. Be hitting up Wick for an OG hat and shirt. Yeah, he's probably got some. We're just oh, none left. Okay, sorry, we're just rattling through these.
A long time. At least I haven't.
Yeah, Dreadshade won't kill it if you have Lone Watcher, but that gets reworked. Then yeah, okay, yeah, we'd probably have to do that one as well. Can we get our MTX skins? There's still a max of 4 shades that can go out at a time. Can we get our MTX skins to show on our main character select screen? Yes, we're working on it. It's gonna be a while. I don't know when it's done. Depending on the LPL unique, and if you have the COF rank bonus or not, you can actually reach a scaling cap for LP odds for some lower LPL uniques. Interesting. I did not know that. Not totally, because you can't, like, the drop chance can still go up, really. Can we rework Aaron's will into a polka hat that teleports you to the Merchants Guild? Bizarre, with a 5-second cooldown. Trolling players, I love it. I don't think Aaron would agree to it, and he gets to veto changes to his item. And we got through all the questions.
Leave me alone.
So, I think we're at time here, and we're going to come hang out over here. I got room. I got real estate still. Yes. So Wick, thank you very much for coming out. Is there anything you'd like to say before she ends? I know we kind of just like scrambled through the last bit of it here, but yeah, floor is yours if you'd like anything.
I mean, honestly, I just wanted to thank the community for supporting us as much as they have. I get to spend a lot of time with you guys. I get to listen to your feedback, and you guys have been nothing but awesome. Not just to me specifically, but to all the other CMs and everybody else that comes and hangs out in the Discord. So if you guys haven't already, it's not too late. Come join our Discord. Come hang out with us. I'm in there pretty much daily, and I'd love to talk to you guys some more. So yeah, this is fun. Hope Mike, I didn't annoy you too much, and I can come back and do it again. This was a good time.
I had a blast. That was great. We'll I want to make this a regular thing with having someone with me on stream and just like getting people who want to do a lot in a bunch. I like doing it more with someone else here. It's more fun for me. But yeah, getting someone to riff with is great. So yeah, that'll about do it for us today. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I know I did. And we'll see you at same time, same place next week. If I did not answer one of your questions, or if we did not answer one of your questions, if it's not intentional, I apologize. Please head on over to our Discord and put that question in the Ask the Devs channel, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. And that's it. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Drink lots of water. And
sit up straight.
Yeah. Posture's important. Is there anyone? Let's see this here. Aaron, you have been going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. It is unbelievable. Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah, have a great day, everyone. Have some fun.